how to stop overthinking. Overthinking, overanalyzing, or rumination is the most draining experience. It's like being stuck on one of those carnival rides that spins you around and won't turn off. It makes it difficult to focus on important problems, needlessly drains energy. And just when you're meant to get a break from it all and lay your head down on that pillow and go to sleep, the mind says, nope, and starts bringing up every thought, every concern from the past to the future, sometimes bringing up things that you don't even understand why your mind is thinking about it. What you want more than anything is to experience the peace of a quiet mind, or even a slightly calmer one. I understand, because that's how my mind used to be. And I'm gonna share 3 tips that will help you take the wind out of your mind's sails. The first thing you can do is practice mindfulness meditation, which is a non-judgmental awareness. And for many of us, that has been the greatest gift that we've been able to offer our minds. What I find stops most people is believing they can't do it, oh, it's just not for me, or thinking that meditation only counts or you're only doing it right if your mind's completely quiet. And that simply isn't true. All that's required to be practicing meditation is to observe yourself, to observe your mind, to observe the thoughts in your mind with a non-judgmental awareness. And there's a couple other things you can do to add to the practice. First is following your breath, meaning as you inhale, you're following the air going in through your nose, down through your windpipe, into your lungs, and back out again. Just focusing and keeping your attention on your breath going in and going out. You can also include a mantra. As you breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. And when you become distracted, because you will, simply notice and return back to either following your breath or returning back to the mantra. It's that noticing and returning that is the practice itself. And over time, you'll begin to notice a little bit of space where all of a sudden there's no thoughts. And then you'll start thinking again. And that's okay, because the more you practice, the bigger and bigger that space becomes. Practice that way of meditating for 5 to 10 minutes daily, or at least the majority of the days out of the week, and you will find that your ability to come out of overthinking and return to a calmer and peaceful place will get easier and easier. The other thing you can do, tip number 2, is a body scan. Body scans are great to get out of the mind, and they're also great to do before bed. And what that is, just as it sounds, is using your attention to imagine yourself scanning through your body, starting with either your left foot or your right foot, and going all the way down to your toes. You start with your toes, and you move through your feet, through your ankle, into your lower legs, through your kneecap, your upper legs, into your pelvis, your lower back, your hips, moving up slowly through the spine until you get to your upper back, coming around your shoulders, into your chest, back through your shoulders. And as you flow down to your arms, I always encourage people to bring any tension or stress or worry and just let it flow out the tips of your fingers. And then from the tips of your fingers, slowly return back up your arms, back into your shoulders, up through your neck, into your jaw, your face muscles, the space behind your face, back of the head, around to the ears, and then finally until you get to the crown of your head. And you want to do that as slowly as possible. And again, especially before bed, it becomes a great practice. And what you'll find, most likely, if you do it slow enough, is that you won't even get through the full body scan before you fall asleep. And just like the meditation, you will get distracted, and that's okay. You simply notice and return back to the body part in which you left off. And again, that is the practice, noticing and returning. Another exercise you can do is count backwards from 100 by sevens. I know you're thinking, I didn't think I'd be doing math. Yet it's a great mental exercise to get your attention away from the thoughts that are dominating your mind and to a simple exercise that breaks the pattern from the overthinking. And if you think, well, sevens, that's too easy, make it something a little harder. You can start at 500, you can count backwards by 9, by 3s, whatever it is. You want to make it challenging enough so it takes more of your focus to do. Ultimately, overthinking, overanalyzing, ruminating in things, it's all a feedback loop. Your mind is getting stuck in this vicious cycle, similar to something that can happen to ants. If you've ever seen what's called a death circle, ants follow each other by pheromones. Well, if one ant gets turned just a little too much and circles back on itself, all of a sudden the rest of the ants start to follow. And if there's nothing there to break the pattern, these ants will stay in that circle until they exhaust themselves and they die. Now, no one dies by overthinking, yet it can be extremely exhausting to be stuck in these patterns of thought. And the 3 tips I just gave you are excellent ways to break that pattern so you can come back to a grounded, present, and a clear-minded state. The more you practice, the stronger the practice becomes, and the easier and easier you'll be able to interrupt your thinking patterns and have your mind the way you want it to be. Hi, my name is Nicholas Clay. I'm a trauma-informed life coach with a foundation in mindfulness and many other methods and tools. I hope this video has helped you. Follow my page for more insights and practical tips. And if you're looking to work through a deeper problem area, book a free discovery session with me by using the link in the bio. I help growth-minded people like you calm an overthinking mind, regulate their nervous system, and balance your emotions. Thank you for watching.